Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Geeky Leaks podcast. I am Liam.
And I'm Josh.
And sorry we missed you guys the last couple weeks.
Yep.
It's
Life.
long story short, just life, man. Life happens.
Crazy busyness.
But we're back.
Yep.
I know we missed a lot of stuff the last few weeks. It's actually been pretty busy, so yeah, we're just going to jump right into it. We're not going to waste any of your guys' time.
Nope.
But yeah, so first article here is from Kit Guru. AMD's finally got some APUs that involve Ryzen and Vega built in.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. It's about time APUs were useful again.
Yep.
So this article, excuse me, is a little light on details, but based on what I was reading about these, is there's the Ryzen 5 and the Ryzen 7. They have the two different SKUs.
Makes sense.
Biggest differences between them is going to be clock speed, and on the Ryzen 5 you get 8 clusters of like Vega stream processors.
Yep.
On the Ryzen 7 you get 10.
Okay.
So you get a couple more, which is pretty good because if
so a little bit of clock speed, a little bit more cluster.
Yeah, a little bit more graphics in the R7.
Cool.
One cool thing to note is they are both quad cores.
Okay.
And they're both 15 watt TDP, which means they fit into an Ultrabook.
Nice. Okay. Sweet. They meet that spec. They meet those specs. Excuse me.
Yeah. Same with Intel's new stuff, like the new not Cabby, like Coffee Lake stuff.
Yep.
Like all that stuff's going to be quad core on the low power. One interesting thing with these by comparison to those is we all know that Intel still has the higher IPC.
Of course.
For CPUs.
Obviously.
Of course. I mean, yeah. But one interesting thing is SKU for SKU, like compared to the closest Intel SKU.
Yeah.
AMD has a 400 megahertz base clock advantage, which is about 20%.
Okay. Cool.
So Intel has slightly higher boost at times, but AMD's base is always 20% higher.
So that 20% might actually help bridge that gap a little bit.
By like, if not exceed it.
Sweet.
Yeah. If not exceed it, like definitely bring it up on par 100%.
Yep. Cool.
So these are going to be sweet.
That's good.
I think this is going to be really cool for, I want something really thin and light, and I only want to play like, Dota and Counter-Strike or something.
Yep.
Like, you can actually probably do that finally.
Yep.
And
on like an Ultrabook.
And on like an actual Ultrabook. Not even something like this, like an actual Ultrabook. So that'd be pretty cool.
MacBook Air kind of thing.
Yeah. We don't have prices for them or anything, but
yeah.
I would imagine they're not going to be completely outrageous. It's
exactly.
It's not going to be outrageous, but this is cool. I just think it's sweet. The last time I remember APUs being cool has been like at least a couple years.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Anyway. Last time I recommended them was probably at least 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Speaking of graphics stuff, though.
Obviously.
1070 Ti. It's actually a thing now.
Yep. I mean, what was it? I mean, probably 3 or 4 weeks ago now that we were like, could be a thing.
This was rumored.
Like, it makes kind of sense that they would do it, but, I mean, because at that point I think it was like a screenshot of a BIOS entry that listed the 1070 Ti in the guy's system or something like that.
Yeah, and we're kind of like, nah, okay.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It kind of made sense for them to do it, and now here it is, so.
Yeah, it's shaping up actually to be pretty interesting. It's $50 less than a 1080 MSRP, so it's a lot closer to the 1080 pricing than the 1070. But it's also way closer to a 1080 in terms of specs. So the only real thing you're losing is you're not getting GDDR5X memory. You're getting regular GDDR5.
There's nothing really wrong with that.
Which really, like, whatever. And the other thing is you're only losing one SM. So you're losing 128 stream processors over a 1080. That's it.
That's not that bad.
The base clock speed, if I remember correctly, is the same. It's 1607 as a 1080, but the boost is slightly lower.
Yep, you're right. 1607.
Yeah. So it has the same base clock as a 1080. You're just losing 1 out of 20 of those SMs.
What's the boost on the 1080 again?
It's like 1703 or something.
Okay, yeah. So this is at 1683. So it's really.
So it's just.
Yeah. So 30 megahertz.
Yeah.
Like, big deal.
So, you figure it's roughly 5% slower due to losing one of those SMs, and maybe another 1% for that, 30 megahertz clock speed.
Yep.
But it's 10% cheaper.
Okay.
So it's like a slightly better deal than a 1080 in terms of value.
Cool.
But keep in mind, like, this is still $449.
True.
And a 1070 in US dollars is still $329.
Yeah, so
there's actually still
$130.
There's actually still a huge jump there.
Yeah, like, is it actually that much more performance over a 1070?
This is the kind of thing where I think, like, if you were going to buy a 1080,
right,
and this came out, you might consider this.
True.
Maybe because
save
it's just
a
like
few bucks and it's basically the same thing.
Because you put a 50 megahertz or something overclock on it, and it's basically 1080,
True.
Right?
Yep.
So I could see that, but this is still like a pretty decent jump up from a 1070, and the price reflects that.
Yeah.
So it's just another option. I think the only reason they did it is because Vega 56
makes sense.
Was kind of putting it to the 1080 bit.
Exactly.
But it's hey man, I'll never having options is never bad.
Exactly. I'm not gonna complain.
definitely sweet. So that'll be out really soon, and obviously the benchmarks will be as well. Yep. And I'm gonna call it right now. It's like 5 to 10% slower than 1080.
Probably.
That's what I'm calling right now, and I'll be surprised if it's anything other than that. But yeah. Speaking of graphics cards and stuff they plug into,
more roadmap, yeah.
PCI Express 4.0. We knew this was coming. Obviously, obviously they're gonna update PCI Express.
Just leave it forever.
No, that's what it felt like. I mean, for going from PCI Express 1 to 2 to 3, it was like 3-ish years in between, maybe 4.
Exactly.
This time it's been 7.
Yep.
So it's been a long time.
I mean, PCI Express 3 was a huge upgrade, obviously, but
oh yeah, for sure.
It's really only now that we've really saturated the shit out of it.
And even then, it depends what you're doing. Like SSDs are finally
we don't saturate it.
No. Some SSDs are starting to, but even then, you have to be doing a lot with them.
So really, PCI Express 3.0 was fucking beast compared to the other ones.
But some of the really cool things that PCI Express 4.0 are going to be able to do, which they talk about in the article, is how about having a 10 gig NIC take only 1 lane?
That's craziness.
Because right now it takes 2 with 3.0.
Damn, so literally 100% better.
Yep. That's twice as fast as 3.
That's craziness.
You could have something like a 960 Evo or Pro from Samsung, and you can go one of two ways. Either you can have it take 4 lanes still and be twice as fast.
Okay.
Or the other way around is you give it 2 lanes, makes it cheaper to manufacture, because you're not have to pack so much stuff into it, and it's just as fast as it is now, so they can get cheaper. So you can go that route with it too.
Interesting. They're kind of giving you options. That's weird.
Yep. And they've designed PCI Express 4.0 not just for every PCI Express has basically been built for video cards. Yeah. Because that's at first for years was pretty much all that plugged into them. This one's being specifically built with other things in mind.
Interesting.
With hard drives or
SSDs. Yeah, it makes sense that they would actually focus on it this time.
And other networking things and stuff like that. So yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff about it. The only thing we'll have to see is how long it is going to stick around for. Yeah. Because apparently 5.0 is a couple years after that. Okay. So, I mean, it might be instead of the 3-4 year gap we've been seeing, we have the 7-year gap and then maybe a 2-year gap.
What's the slot going to be like? That's what I'm curious about.
It's I
assume it's the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, PCI Express 1 to 2 to 3, it's been the same slot.
So, yeah.
I would assume it's going to be the same. They might add a couple more contacts in it or something, but yeah. I can't see it being vastly different. The coolest thing, I could see with this is having cheap SSDs that are really fast, or for a workstation board. Yep. Being able to put go all out and put
crazy amounts.
Put 3 or 4 10 gig NICs on it, and it only takes 4 lanes,
which is insane.
Which is crazy, yeah. So for stuff like that, if you're a professional, this is gonna be cool.
Yeah, for sure.
But for me and you, I mean, it's not gonna make our graphics cards really fast.
No, it's not gonna make a difference to the average
person.
If
anything, it would just make it so that you could, in the future, get a regular mainstream CPU and have a bunch of other stuff running, and if you're only running 8 instead of 16 on your graphics card, you don't have to care. Yeah. Because it's the same as 16 with 3.0.
Yeah, exactly.
So, if anything, it's cool with that, but yeah, it's not going to it's not more FPS. Basically, no, it's just what it boils down to. But it's more just cool, this will enable cool things at some point.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, moving on. So, Google launched 8.1 Oreo developer preview today, or yesterday, whatever. Yeah. And even longer ago by the time you guys are watching this, but they launched it. Yeah. It's honestly, there's not that much here. The only real cool thing for me is, like we were saying, the access to the Pixel Visual Core. Their Google's SoC that they put into the phone. There's a picture of it here with all the different cores and the memory and everything in here. This is what Google wants to use for doing their HDR stuff with photos, a lot of artificial intelligence kind of stuff, so probably a lot of stuff to do with Google Assistant. Yep. I would imagine. It's going to be put into here, or this is going to be used for rather, but it's not enabled yet. It's in the phones. It's just they haven't enabled it yet with software, so when this update comes out, probably they said sometime in December, the full one.
Which makes sense.
Then you can expect to see that kind of fully functional.
Yep. Made a few changes to the notifications, which is kind of interesting. They you know, I don't know. I don't really have this problem, but like, I guess some people have a huge problem where they get too many notifications and stuff now. So they basically enabled it so you can only get an alert sound every 1 second. So any like cued sounds that you're not gonna get, your phone's not gonna blow up with sounds anymore. It's basically just gonna kind of like stop everything after 1 per second.
Yeah, and not that my phone blows up ever, but on the occasional time it does, I guess that's kind of nice.
Fair. Yeah.
But it's very rare. I mean, I'm not that busy usually.
I mean, it's probably gonna apply to more like
business people and stuff like that.
Yeah, or somebody get a lot of emails, or you have a lot of followers on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook or whatever.
Or maybe the parents with the 5 kids or something.
Sure.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm making stuff up now, but
yeah.
But it basically, if you get like lots of texts all the time from lots of people, then
it's not going to be a problem as much anymore.
Yeah.
A new shared memory API apparently too, which is kind of interesting. So they're going to be able to like target apps to low RAM devices now, which is kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah, so basically it's probably just going to let them optimize their apps better so that...
Yeah, for low RAM stuff.
Yeah, so if you're on like some ancient phone with a half gig of RAM, it might actually still run as
exactly. Not like it's going to get 8.1 anyway. Lol.
Yeah. Yeah.
But whatever. Maybe new devices that have low RAM, maybe like Android boxes or something.
Yeah, true.
Something like
or
that.
Or even, like, I don't know. Like, not that it runs 8.0, but like I got that blue phone last year.
Yeah, true.
And I mean, that thing was like $90 Canadian. And it ran 6.0.1, which at the time was only one version behind.
Yeah, so
it was actually pretty good.
So maybe something like that. Crappy updated tablet or something. I don't know. New cheap tablet.
Just cheap new stuff, probably more.
Pretty much.
But yeah, speaking of Pixel and the SoC and stuff, I thought this was cool. So apparently, Intel actually helped Google build this chip.
Yeah.
Which, when I read this, kind of almost made sense because. Really, like, since when does Google build SoCs?
Yeah, they don't.
So it kind of makes sense that they had help from somebody. They don't talk about too much in the article. They just kind of talk about where they're kind of piecing this together from, some of the code names for some of the products.
Yeah.
Like they're talking about one of the code names. It shows Monet Hill, which was for a Pixel 2, which sounds like Intel's used Hill on a lot of their code names for other stuff.
That's true.
So this kind of,
so makes sense.
Us think
yep.
that Intel had a hand in this. But the other reason I wanted to bring this up is because they actually talk a little bit about the capabilities of the Pixel Visual Core at the very bottom.
Which is pretty interesting,
in
actually.
this last paragraph, yeah. Yep. So they talk about the Pixel Visual Core being used for Google's HDR photo image processing, stuff like that.
Yep.
And... according to Google, we will have to wait and see.
I was going to say, I'm not going to take their numbers, but...
But according to Google themselves, it's 5 times faster and less than 1/10 of the energy of doing it on a CPU. So something like a Snapdragon. If it's half of that, I'll be impressed.
Yeah, same. Yeah, which is crazy.
And if it is half of that, it's still impressive, frankly.
So, yeah.
Like, if it's, what does they say, 5 times faster at 1/10? Okay, if it's twice as fast at 1/5 of the energy...
Sure.
Sweet. That's still awesome. That's still way better.
That's crazy.
We'll have to wait and see. I don't really know if that's holds any water. It's Google. It's
somebody's going to test it.
It's like Intel telling you it's the fastest CPU in the world. Of course it is, Intel. It's on your slideshow.
Exactly.
That's like,
yeah.
You know what
it's
I mean?
in your PowerPoint, so yeah.
Yeah. So, like, we'll have to see. But it's interesting claims. I mean, it could do a lot for battery life if you take a lot of photos.
True. That
might do a lot for you. Or if it helps with video even.
True.
Might help even more. So we'll have to see, but... I just thought it was interesting because, again, like I said, like when does Google design SoCs? Like,
if it can handle like HDR video, I'll be very impressed. Like very impressed.
Yeah, even if it was only like, well, I'll have to see, but even if it was only like 1080p or 1440p, that would still be awesome. Just to get HDR in there on a phone, like for video, that'd be sweet.
It would look so good too.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, so that's that. So that's all of our kind of random slash. I got a cough this week, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, sounds like you're getting sick, bro.
Yeah, I feel like I'm getting sick. Anyway, that's all of our hardware stuff. Let's talk about some gaming stuff because we always, I'll make sure to cough towards this direction.
Like, thanks. I don't have to work or anything.
Hey, I go to work in like 2.5 hours, man.
Working all nighter, yeah, so fun, yay.
Well, yeah, let's talk about some gaming stuff.
Yep.
So, Steam Halloween sale is now live.
Yes.
And GOG's Halloween sale is also live.
Oh, damn, I haven't checked that out either. So
yep, I should go see that. I just saw it a couple minutes ago. I don't even have an article for it, but
so yeah.
But GOG is sale is live as well. Steam's is on until November 1st.
Cool.
I'm assuming GOG's is all the same.
Usually theirs goes actually a little bit longer, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was a little bit longer.
So there's a couple of things in here that's there's way more in the store, but
I'm
just gonna shout out a couple of notable things. Forest is 25% off. Love that game.
Buy the Forest.
Doom is 33% off. Go kill some demons.
Yeah, no kidding.
Resident Evil 7 is half off.
Yep.
If I didn't have to work tonight, I would be buying it right.
You'd
I should have just
playing.
ditched you to play this game. I was kidding. But Resident Evil 7 is half off. I'm going to be definitely buying that. If you guys are any sort of fan of Alien, Alien Isolation is 70% off.
So sketchy.
Which is actually crazy.
The AI in that game is unreal.
And Soma, which is a really fun survival horror game. It's all takes place underwater in like the ocean. It's sketchy, but it's actually pretty fun. Is 75 off. And Outlast, which
obviously
Outlast needs no introduction. If you haven't checked it out, just go look at it.
We've talked about it before.
It's 80% off, so it's literally €4 right now.
7 Days to Die is also a game that I know a lot of people like. That's also on sale, 62% off.
Yep. I mean, really, like any one of these. Like, there's also Prey, Evil Within. Like, these are all like really solid games.
Yep. I think Dead by Daylight, I've heard of it, but I haven't actually looked at it. I need to go look at that game.
Yeah, I haven't played it. I've checked it out, like some footage and stuff of it, but I haven't played it.
I gotta refresh myself with that game.
But basically,
Halloween sales, guys.
If you like horror games, now's the time to buy, pretty much.
Yeah, no kidding.
So, stock up to be scared for the rest of the year. And, okay, we'll move on to the last one. Speaking of horror games.
Oh, man.
This isn't even horror games. This is just sad.
EA. What are you doing, bro?
EA? Do I have to start calling, you know, it's not even Bungie anymore.
Is it just EA now?
It's just EA now.
I mean, EA's been the other Bungie for a while.
That's what I mean, but I feel like, you know what? I feel like Bungie has paid their penance.
Very fair. Actually, I would agree with you on that.
Like,
Bungie is like...
Like, we've shit on Bungie enough. It's, you know what, like, I'm willing to let it go and start trash-talking EA.
It's funny because, like, okay, I want to clarify this.
Okay, all right.
Shit-talk Bungie, but not actually shit-talking Bungie. Bungie's actually, like, awesome.
But yeah, I know.
Literally, it's more just like, oh, I didn't get that 4-shot, you fucking Bungie, you
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like,
it's not to say that Bungie's actually bad at all. No.
But
we both love Bungie, but
EA, what have you been doing for the last like 5 years? I don't understand. Like, you guys have been dropping the ball on like way too much stuff.
So
Mass Effect sucked. Ever since 3, pretty much. I mean, the launch for even Star Wars was like the beta for it, like the new Star Wars Battlefront. It was like there were some bugs. So I mean, it's a beta, so I'm not gonna call them out. But like, they've had way too much fucking dumb shit happen with them for the past like.
Well, go back 4 years ago. We had don't forget Battlefield 4.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we've had too much shit happen with them.
Yeah.
And they're supposed to be like one of the best developers.
Yeah.
Or publishers, sorry, but like.
Yeah.
Still.
So in case you guys aren't aware of why we're kind of salty right now, it's in the article. EA shut down Visceral Games.
Yeah.
And
like, why?
If you guys haven't heard of Visceral Games, they've made a long list of what are, in my opinion, really, really good games. They did the Dante's Inferno game.
Yep.
They did the Dead Space series, which is honestly one of my most favorite series of all time. Especially the first two.
That's one of the bigger ones they've ever done, too.
Like, those games are just so good. Like, Isaac Clarke is a badass. I love those games. And, you know, Dead Space 3 didn't do as good as they were hoping or wanted to, but...
I mean, they just did Battlefield Hardline, so, like, what's up with that? Like, they just had a successful game.
Yep.
Like, I don't understand. Yeah, they're responsible for The Godfather 2. They're responsible for some of the Tiger Woods games, Lord of the Rings games, James Bond games, 007 even, Dante's Inferno, like you said, Dead Space series, like...
Yep, and Battlefield Hardline, Army of Two. That was another really big game on PlayStation and Xbox.
It's ridiculous. Like, I don't understand.
So, the issue was mostly money, of course. Apparently they weren't performing up to EA's expectations.
That's some high expectations, I guess, but...
Well, see, the thing is that... Even Dead Space 3, I read this somewhere else. This isn't in this article, but I was reading another article where they were talking about Dead Space 3. And they were saying, even though that game made money, it didn't make as much money as they wanted, and therefore they did not declare it a success.
Of course, because EA.
Yeah. And it still made, and like basically, I think they said their budget was something like $70 million.
Sure.
Plus they had to advertise for it and stuff.
Okay.
And after all was said and done, I think they had made like... I'd have to look it up. I'm kind of talking a little bit on my ass right now. I don't remember the exact numbers, but it was still like several tens of millions of dollars.
Okay.
And they still didn't think that was a success.
I mean, I guess compared to some of their other games, maybe.
Sure. But I mean, like, that's not a wash. You made like $20 million even. Like,
exactly.
That's
like, you made money.
Like, you definitely made your money back.
I guess if it's like... They're probably more looking at it in the sense of like, if we spent that $7 million with another developer, they might have made more money.
Probably.
That's probably the way they're looking at it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a hard call.
Yeah, so it just sucks. So the Star Wars game that Visceral was working on has been moved over to EA Vancouver, and obviously delayed.
Mm-hmm.
And basically Visceral Games is no more. So
Weird.
You know, rest in peace, Visceral Games. You made some awesome titles, and yeah, I'm gonna go back and play Dead Space again, I think.
Wow, they even did Road Rash back in 2000.
Yeah, Road Rash Jailbreak.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's right. They didn't make games for a
Because
while.
I remember like wrecking Road Rash on original PlayStation.
They did
like,
some of the older Tiger Woods games too.
Jeez.
Old Lord of the Rings games, like yeah, man.
Wow, I did play Lord of the Rings: Return of the King on Xbox. Wow, interesting. Yeah, lots of good games. That sucks.
Yep. So, I don't know. EA, figure out your shit, man.
Yeah.
And like, whatever you do, just make another new Dead Space game, please.
Dead Space 4.
Yeah, make Dead Space 4 because we've all been waiting for it for 4 years.
Yeah, no kidding, but they won't, I guess, now.
And and if they do, it's just going to be a shooting game.
Yeah.
Like Dead Space 3 was already heading in that direction. That's why everybody was like, a lot of people were frustrated.
Yeah.
Because Dead Space 1 was like straight up a horror game. Dead Space 2 was like this really nice mix where you felt kind of empowered, but it was still really creepy.
Yep.
Dead Space 3 is fun as it was, and I did like it.
It's like all shooter.
It's basically a shooting game with aliens.
Yep.
So Dead Space 4 is probably just going to be even worse than that. Or, EA can use their new algorithm. Have you heard about EA's new algorithm?
No, actually.
Cool, let's start with that. I don't even have an article. I'm just going to rip on EA now because I don't even care. So we don't even have an article for this, but whatever. You can go check it out. EA's got this new algorithm they're going to be using for matchmaking in games.
Okay.
Where they will...
For all their games?
Eventually, probably.
Okay.
But basically what they're going to be doing, apparently, is matching people that are not... Like, normally you would think you would match people of equal skill levels, right?
Yes.
Like, I am bad, you are bad.
We were in a game,
together,
yes.
Right? So, now what they're doing is they're going to match people together based on... like a bunch of different factors, one of which is like items. So like they're gonna set you up, like say you're a newbie, they're gonna set you up people that have like a bunch of badass weapons that they've bought to make you go, oh man, like if I buy that weapon, then maybe I'll be
that's
good.
like absolute ridiculousness.
Yeah, let me see if we're gonna do this live.
I'm trying to find.
We got a couple
something
minutes here. We're
but
gonna do this live.
I'm trying to find something, but there's not much that I can see it like. For, it might not be for all their games. It must be for something specific, I guess. But like,
yeah, it's not for all other games yet. I think it's just
Yeah, weird.
let me see here. I don't even know what to search for it.
Yeah, I'm not really finding much.
Was it EA? Maybe it wasn't.
Yeah,
EA.
maybe it was a different. We're just ripping on EA.
Dude, I swore I could have sworn it was EA. I could have sworn, but let's try algorithm.
Yeah, that's what I tried, but not sure. Maybe for FIFA, that's what it seems to be mostly talking about. FIFA matchmaking.
Yeah.
I guess that's why that would make sense that so many people are upset about FIFA because it's. And I know you can buy cards and stuff in FIFA. I'm pretty sure, and they unlock players if you're lucky.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I'd have to look up. I'm pretty sure it was EA, but I could be totally wrong. I just remember hearing about this, and it was for matchmaking. I could have sworn it was for EA because it was for like because it was going to be for like Battlefield and like a couple other games. I could have sworn it was EA. But
well, I mean, either way, screw you, EA.
Yeah, either way, you guys still screwed up by shutting down Visceral. So yeah, I don't know. Obviously, I'm pretty sad about that.
Yeah, no kidding.
But yeah, anyway, let's stop being sad. That's everything we have for this week anyway.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll definitely be back next week. I'm going to work on a couple of projects this week. A couple things I got to start for another couple of potential videos coming in the future. It is kind of hanging in the balance whether or not that will happen, but
we got some of these.
We got an 8800 Ultra, which is that one, and I have an 8800 GTX at my house. If you guys aren't familiar with what those are, just look up 8800 GTX or Ultra, and you'll see that they're old, extremely high-end video cards. For all intents and purposes, they're practically useless for today's games. But
useless.
Well, for today's games.
Yeah.
But if you want to go back and play anything even, say 5 years or more older, they're still great.
It's so funny.
They're fine for that. But basically, I have to find us a Windows 7 PC because I'm having issues getting them to work properly on Windows 10.
They don't work on Windows 10 because they're so old, so...
Yeah, but that's okay because I have a potential PC we can use. Like I said, it's kind of a little up in the air right now. The video card video is going to happen. I might have another video coming as well, so stay tuned for that stuff. We'll be back next week. And as always, thanks for watching. Feel free to like the video. Feel free to share the video.
Yep.
If we missed something, which we probably did, me and him are both sleep deprived, and we're drinking coffee and it's 8:30 at night. Okay, that's where we're at. So,
True, actually, yeah.
If we missed something, let us know, and we'll make sure to take care of it next week. And like I said, thanks for watching.
Yep.
Until then, see you guys next time.
Have a good one, guys.